And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Gym Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and rock god Rick Mexa.
Good morning. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Let's Talk Hookup. As you heard in the first half of the show, Pete Gray not joining us, doing a little field research today, but boy, do we have a great show going on. We're talking processing, and we're talking with the best out there, and that's Fisherman's Processing. Sean and Rosie talking all kinds of tuna burgers and jerky and smoked fish and how to take care of your fish, and lots of great questions to come because I know I got a bunch for these guys too. We're having a great time this morning, and we would love for you to be a part of the show. It's been a very busy morning on the phones, so if you want to get through, I know it's been tough. All of the phone lines are packed up right now, but keep trying. We're going to get you in there as soon as somebody drops off. There are 2 ways that you can reach us here at Let's Talk Hookup, and first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090, or you can reach us toll-free. The toll-free number is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only talking fish processing and all kinds of fun this morning, we are also giving away a couple of awesome prizes. 2 lucky callers at the end of the show today are each going to win a $25 gift certificate to Fisherman's Processing. You can get in on all the great stuff we've been talking about, whether you put it towards just your fish filleting or your smoked fish, your jerky fish, the brand new tuna burgers, $25 coming your way. And in addition to that, you're going to get a pair of tickets to the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar. And that's going to 2 lucky callers, so we're having a great time. With that, it's time to find out what's biting out there a little early, and I'll bet that's because he's going fishing. We got the man, Captain Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide, on the line. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning, Rick. Good morning.
We're excited.
Hey, we need to have a moment of silence for all the lobsters that were taken home last night.
I believe that, Dave.
I'm at Catalina, Rick. I've been over here pretty much every day this week since the show broke. And last night I don't know if you're familiar with Arrow Point, but from Arrow Point to the west end, there was 38 boats hoop netting. And it was 75 degrees, flat glassy, hooping in shorts, flip-flops, and a T-shirt. It was unbelievable.
Gets no better than that.
No, it's incredible over here at Catalina. The water's 62, 63. There's yellows all over the backside of the island, and it's like spring-like conditions summer-like conditions. The weather is unbelievably balmy. I think it was 87 degrees here on the backside yesterday. And bass fishing is incredible. You throw a little bit of anchovy in the water, they come flipping all over the place. There's plenty of bonita, and like I said, if you find the right spot with some current, there's plenty of yellowtail to catch back here on the backside of the island. And then as far as what's going on the coast, it's pretty much good rockfish fishing up and down the coast. All the landings are showing really good rockfish fishing up and down the coast. And then there's still some yellows to be caught on the 150, the Horseshoe. I know some guys caught a few fish down there, La Jolla and the Kelp yesterday. I got a couple of phone calls, and then that's good fishing down the line there. Also still bluefin to be caught out on the Cortez. Or the Tanner, depending on which area is holding. It's pretty good fishing out here today.
Just unreal that's the report that you're giving for March, Dave. You know, I mean, like the yellows everywhere, tuna all over tuna on the outside banks, great fishing on the coast, just awesome. And, that's the beauty of having a guy like you reporting to Fish Dope, is you're out there all the time seeing that and following the fish. And I know you pass that info to Danny, and he puts up those fishdope.com reports.
Yeah, it's incredible, Ricky. I don't know if you saw my report on Tuesday. We were fishing down at Freddy's Beach on the backside here, and we were catching yellows pretty good and bonita. And here, 59-degree water, here's a turtle swimming around the boat. I thought I was down in Cabo.
That's so
It was
rad.
unbelievable.
Awesome, Dave. Well, great report, as always. We sure appreciate that. If somebody wants to get in on the report that you just mentioned there, every day, I know you're reporting to Danny at Fish Dope, and if a guy signs up for a Fish Dope subscription, a brand new subscription, he's going to save $20 if you enter the code HOOKUP1090. It's all lowercase with no space, and I know that you're reporting to Fish Dope and Danny all the time, and all the time those updates get to be heard, and we sure appreciate you taking your time. And if somebody wants to go fishing with you, I know that they can always do that.
Yeah, what I do is I go with you on your boat, teach you how to use all your electronics, and next week you could be the guy we're talking about on the radio, guys. All you got to do is make a phone call. Call me at 949-374-0786. I'll come with you on your boat, and we'll go catch some fish.
Great job, Dave. We really appreciate it. Great job on the report, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, Ricky, see you next week.
All right, Dave, we'll see you then. Appreciate that very much. Hey, that report again, sponsored in part by the shit right here, Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. We've been talking about it all morning, and it's just the case. It's the absolute finest fish processing, and you can get it while you wait from your local trip, your long-range trip, or your private boat trip, and you guys really have. You've taken Fisherman's Processing and the processing business to all new levels with superior service, the superior product, and those great innovations that you do, the pre-booking your orders, the nighttime drop slush bins, the tuna burgers, all the great stuff that you do. You can find them on Fisherman's Processing on the Facebook page. Just jump on Facebook, go to Fisherman's Processing. Always see cool updates. You see the 200-pounders on the table, or you might see Rosie's, next killer fish recipe or whatever it is. Very cool things, and that's how I always keep abreast of following things for your Facebook page. Or for more information, you can always check out fishermansprocessing.com. Hey, with that, let's go out to the tribute. We got Captain Mike Pritchard is on the line. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Rick, Sean, Rosie.
Good morning. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Good to hear from you.
It's funny listening to this. I've never been a fan of tuna jerky, but I'm a fan of their tuna jerky.
Right? I know exactly what you're saying.
I've always thought, something like that, to try it out. I'm just in previous experiences, I've never been a fan of it. And Rosie goes, no, you need to try this. It just came off the rack, and I had to take a piece of it. I'm like, this is awesome. This is really, really good.
It is, yeah, so good.
It kind of opened up a new experience to me.
Right on, good.
Yeah.
And speaking of tuna, crazy enough, they're still biting.
So cool, Mike.
Love it. Boat got him this morning, 17 bluefin, 84 yellowtail, 9 bonito, I think about 35 rockfish. Very, very good sign of tuna out on the Cortez right now. And the yellowtail are nice. I mean, really, if anybody wants to look, I did just post some pictures on our Facebook page, Tribute Sport Fishing. Yellowtail out on the bank now are 12 to 18 pounds. I know they have been a little mixed grade, but when I talked to Jake yesterday morning at 9 o'clock, he goes, man, we have 30 yellowtail on the boat. We have 2 bluefin, and these things are nice fish.
That's so cool.
He said that the yellowtail at certain times were almost a nuisance. Nobody could fish for bluefin. Or they would slide on a spot of bluefin, and everybody would be fishing yo-yo jigs. The first bluefin they got of the day was on a 6X Junior.
Oh, wow.
Those are good problems.
Very, very nice weather. Weather's supposed to be great throughout the week. We are out again Wednesday night. Right now, there's nobody on the boat. I would imagine it's going to go the way things have been. Really good chance to get out and probably fish with a light load, but we're just going to keep continuing. It's ridiculous how good this fishing is.
So cool. So cool to hear, Mike, and just knowing, like you say, that this week coming up was going to be very calm, very little wind, very warm, perfect conditions to go fish that bluefin. And how do you not say that you went out in March and, like you said, 17 bluefin and 84 yellows, plus there's all the good cod fishing that's going on out there. It's too good not to go.
Well, it is, and unfortunately the sea lions have been a big problem. I'm sure a lot of people have seen that on the news the other day about all the sea lions they're rescuing. Sea lions have been a big issue up and down the coast. Last weekend, out of 50 bluefin, we landed 20 of them. I mean, it kind of gives you an idea of the action that's going on out there. It's not, you're not slow picking away. When I talked to the boat several times yesterday, he was talking about seeing spots of bluefin up, jumping, big breezers. I mean, this is summertime fishing in March. You got to take advantage of it.
It's 85 degrees out, and there's bluefin tuna that we're talking about right now. Like you said, it's perfect. It's too good to be March.
I would have loved to have been on the boat yesterday instead of being at home where it was 94.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, Mike, if somebody wants to get on that next trip, like you say, it's obviously going to be, or more than likely going to be, a light load. Very important to get your reservations into the landing just so you know you guys are going to have enough to make it. If somebody wants to get on that trip, how do we do it?
Yeah, you give Seaforth Landing a call. It's 619-224-3383 or seaforthlanding.com. And one thing I think our people have got to figure out with us is even a light load, if we commit to going, we will go. If I say we're going to go and there's 6 people that show up, I mean, obviously it doesn't benefit me at all, but if we get enough where we say we're going to go, show up, the boat's going somewhere. I mean, we're going to go out and fish the Cortez for bluefin, yellowtail. Really good chance to fish with a light load. You never know.
Yeah, and they're biting. It's time to go.
They are biting.
Right on, Mike. Well, if somebody wants to do that,
yo-yo jigs and fluorocarbon.
Good call. And I know you were saying earlier, it's all about the light line fluorocarbon. Is that still the ticket right now for the bluefin?
I think so. Yesterday, I said, big problem was guys fishing the yo-yo, and yellowtail fishing was very good. Trying to get guys to stop fishing yellowtail and fly line for bluefin, I think, was a thing yesterday. I mean, really, what a bad problem to have.
That sounds good to us, for sure. Great job, Mike. Appreciate that. If somebody wants to get on the trip this week with a light load, how do we do it?
Seaford 619-224-3383.
Awesome. Great job, Mike. Appreciate you keeping us up to date, and we'll look forward to hearing another one next weekend.
Thank you, guys. Have a good Sunday.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. Hey, let's talk to another guy that's all about catching those bluefins, and that's Harold Davis is on the line. Harold, have you recovered from the crazy Fred Hall show?
Oh, the Hall effect. Terrible. Hey, Rick, Sean, and my girlfriend, how are you?
Good morning, Harold.
Good boyfriend.
Hey, listen, that was great, a report from Mike on the tuna, because we're going to have the tribute and the eclipse on the 16th and 17th, or 16th, 17th, and 18th of June, fishing another Friends of Rollo trip with two of the biggest tuna guys there is, Paul Hebert and Dave Marciano.
Oh, how cool.
We're going to have a tuna wars trip and pair the two boats against each other in a contest. This is going to be basically the same Friends of Rollo trip we had last year. It's $1,000 a head, and we put 22 guys per boat. It's a great way to have a good time and help out Friends of Rollo. And so if you're interested in doing that, you can either call Jim Holden on his number, 949-285-8819, or you can call me on my cell phone, 805-441-9576, and we'd be happy to sign you up. We'll also be at the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar, and you can sign up there. But last year, this sold out so fast, I thought I'd give a little radio warning to everybody if they want to go.
I think that's awesome, Harold. And last year's trip, I know, was a lot of fun. I know Ryan Christensen and his dad, our man behind the phones, went last year and just said how much fun it was to hang out and fish with the guys and what a fun personality they had. And I think what a cool idea putting the two boats against each other. So now how are you going to decide who you're going to fish with?
I haven't decided yet.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. Everybody that went last year, and the reason I wanted to say this, everybody who went last year said sign us up again this year, which means one boat is essentially full.
That's correct.
So we need to give enough warning before it hits the show, and it's going to fill up quick. So if you're interested, you can go on our webpage and take a look at the phone numbers and addresses and get in on that fun trip.
I know there was just a lot of fun last year, a lot of great giveaways and goodie bags, and like you say, just getting to hang out with the guys that do it all the time. And sounds like it was a great experience last year, and good on you guys for able to do it. And very cool for Dave Marciano and Paul to come out here and do a little fishing with us and help raise a bunch of money for the best cause out there.
And then when you come back, you can have the fish all cleaned at Fisherman's Processing. How much better can that be?
I like the way you think, Harold.
We'll be there.
Great job, Harold. Appreciate that very much. Again, if somebody wants to jump on those trips, just call Jim Holden, again, 949-285-8819, Harold, or they can just give you a call, and you'll get them all booked up.
Absolutely.
All right, great job, Harold. Appreciate that. Thanks for keeping us up to date, and we will talk to you real soon.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Harold. Appreciate that. Well, the phone lines are packed up. We're going to jump right back into them, this time talking to Mike, calling us from El Cajon. Mike, appreciate you hanging in there with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I wanted to say how happy I am with the Fisherman's Process. I don't got to stink up the kitchen no more.
Yeah, and if you don't stink up the kitchen, your wife lets you go fishing more often.
He gets a little upset with that. He says, make sure you get this stuff processed before you come home. And what I wanted to know is if someone catches a pressure shark, would you process a pressure shark? And then I got one other question. My mom makes fish cake, okay? So she uses a salted cod. But I don't know if you know about if we catch a bunch of link cod out here or whatnot, Is it something that you could process for us that we can use that fish to make fish cake?
Sure. We fillet shark all the time, so yeah, we definitely take care of that thresher or mako or anything like that. And then as far as the lingcod go, I think what you would want is to have full loins or slabs, and then we don't do the salting, but we would certainly process the fish in such a way that you could finish it up.
Mm-hmm. And like you say, you can just, if a guy needs a larger or smaller piece at any time, you guys can always do that on any processing order.
We are completely custom fish processors, so really you tell us what you want and we make it happen.
That's awesome. Mike, appreciate the phone call very much. Next up, let's talk to John, calling us from Long Beach. Hi, John. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning. I just wanted to make a comment. I had Fisherman's Processing do my fish last year on a 3-day trip I went on, and I'll tell you one thing, I will never, ever again fillet fish at home.
Right?
The quality of the anybody who's listening who's never tried it before, it made, you spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to go fishing, and then you want your fish to be taken care of. I'm getting ready to have some more today that I had. I mean, it's unbelievable. I've done it every way myself. I've come back off of 5- and 6-day trips. You get home, you're in the backyard for 4 or 5 hours trying to fillet the fish. Pack it up, put it in the freezer, and it's never, never as good after it's frozen. But this stuff that I have, you cut that bag open, you do the way they tell you to do it, wrap it up in the paper towel, put it in the fridge for a day. You smell that, it's like you just caught it off the boat.
I agree, John. I don't know how they do it either, but I'm 100% with you. It's too good not to do it. It's too good not to take the right care of it and take it to fish processing. That is how you take the right care of it.
And John, we hear that all the time about, thawing it properly, cutting it out of that bag, putting it in the refrigerator. I mean, people tell us all the time that it's still sweet smell and that it's just fresh as can be, just like they caught it yesterday. So, keep on doing it that way.
And let's face it, I mean, you all spend so much money with your sport, your hobby, and the end result is the catch.
Yeah.
And why not spend that extra money to take care of your catch so you can enjoy it? I mean, that really is the lasting
Yeah, we say this all the time. This is probably some of the most expensive fish you'll ever eat because it costs you your tackle, your trip, and all of that.
Yeah.
But it is the best fish you will
exactly.
ever eat, too.
I couldn't agree more. John, appreciate the phone call. Thanks very much. Hey, let's talk to the man of the hour. Bart Hall is on the line this morning. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning, everybody. And Sean and Rosie, it sounds great.
Good morning, Bart.
Good morning, Bart.
Well, I just want to remind everybody that thanks to the generosity of Fisherman's Processing, that we will be sampling those tuna burgers at the Costa Sporting Chef Cafe in Del Mar. We're doing it once a day during what's called the gaff section right before it starts. And we did that in Long Beach with great success. People loved it. And then I've been playing around with it a little bit myself, and I got my own best recipe. See, I think you should take some chili oil and then season it with ponzu sauce. Oh. And then just before serving, you squeeze a little of my Meyer lime from my tree in my backyard. And you get slightly salty, slightly hot, and citrusy. It's really delicious.
Bart, let us know what time to be up there.
Exactly.
You had me at Ponzu.
Exactly.
Anyway, guys, that's a great product, and your product is great, and my freezer is full of those 5-mil bags, too, and it's just wonderful. Thank you for everything you do for the fishermen and for the fish.
Thank you, Bart.
Great, thanks. And, one quick thing about, the sporting chef up there, Scott's. He is amazing. One point, I left our booth, which is very difficult to do up at Fred Hall, and I walked over, and Scott had just cooked up our tuna burgers, and he did it with soy and some sweet chili sauce and scallions. Oh, my gosh, I grabbed 2 samples and brought it back to the booth. They were so good. So you guys play around with those burgers.
Totally.
Put your own little twist to them.
And that's the beauty of it. Like you said, that's why you season them just the way they're fine on their own, but they're perfect to finish them off however you like.
Well, he made them like a burger one day, and all he did was cook them up with salt and pepper and put cheese on them. And that was one of those samples. I swear, you could make that like a burger. Put your mayonnaise and lettuce and tomato on it, and just like a burger.
Yeah, so good. Bart, we're really excited about the Del Mar show. We say it all the time, but this is my favorite because of the pace of the show, getting to really hang out, getting to talk to people, getting the time to be able to spend with people. Long Beach is awesome for the best display of tackle and boats and everything in the world, but Del Mar is such a unique experience, and it's coming right up.
Yeah, it is, and even Del Mar is getting to be where it's much larger than it used to be. This will be the most booths we've ever had in history, and so that's good for everybody, and more activity. We have more activities for people outside than we had in Long Beach. We even have more seminars when it comes to kayaks. We didn't really have a kayak seminar room up there, and we do down here. So it's going to be a great show. We're very excited. We're tired, we're sleep deprived, but we're looking forward to it.
Exactly.
Well, we can't wait, Bart. Del Mar show, it's the 26th through the 29th. Is that right?
That is correct, Rick. You're always correct.
Well, we can't wait. Looking forward to it, Bart. Can't wait. And we're not going to have to deal with Gary Schiebler at this one, are we?
Oh, gosh, I forgot. Yeah, he's coming, and so I'm sorry about that.
I'm just joking. He's on the line right behind you. Bart, appreciate that. Great time. Can't wait to see you at Del Mar.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate that. Speaking of Gary Schiebler, I know was so busy, hardly got a chance to BS with you. Good morning, Gary.
It's tough enough to be here in Tennessee, hearing you guys talking about bluefin tuna out at the Cortez Bank without you guys coming down on it. Listen, I just wanted to kind of echo what Bart said about the Sporting Chef Cafe, and we're going to be serving it up. I think Scott probably has 3 or 4, maybe 5 shows a day, and we try to get samplers in there for at least 3 of the 5, or maybe even 4 of the 5 shows. And I can't say enough about these burgers. Everybody's looking for a healthier way to eat, healthier ways to eat, and also a quick way to eat healthy. A lot of these fast casual restaurants are out there like Chipotle and stuff, and they're just taking off. And boy, these tuna burgers are so lean when you cook them up. What a great thing to do when you come home, you're tired, you don't want to cook up, anything really complicated, just throw one of these burgers on, and it's just delicious. I can't thank you guys enough. It's a great way to eat healthy, instead of having to cook up like a quinoa yeast burger. I mean, it's just great. And so make sure anybody who's coming over to the Del Mar show, come on over to the Sporting Chef booth. We'll be serving these up all 4 days, and can't thank you guys enough. What a great product.
Thank you.
Awesome, Gary. Awesome. Well, hey, we just joked, man. Can't wait to see you in Del Mar. Going to be a lot of fun, and it's coming up.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Thanks, Gary. Look forward to seeing you there. Appreciate the phone call and the kind words. Thanks very much. Hey, it has been a very busy morning on the show this morning. If you want to get through, this is the first time we've had an open phone line in the entire show. 858-457-1090 is open right now. Toll-free line still packed up, but there is a local line open. Again, 858-457-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls. Lots of great information coming your way. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
What a concept. Manage your financial matters and take you fishing. That's exactly what Sport Fishing Financial Group is ready to do. Managing Director Richard Jensen has been working in the financial industry for over 25 years and his family fishing our local waters for 4 generations. At this year's Fred Hall shows, you can meet the founder of the Sport Fishing Financial Group and talk to him about the all-expense-paid fishing trips through this program. So stop by the booth at Fred Hall Long Beach and see how you can improve the service of your personal or business finances. And go fishing for free with the Sport Fishing Financial Group. Check sportfishingfinancial.com and sign up today.
It's Fred Hall show time. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Be sure to stop by the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. You'll find the most complete selection of saltwater tackle at the show, including Shimano rods, reels, and accessories. No one has a better selection of Shimano, Talica, and Trinidad reels. Accessories like tackle boxes, flat fall jigs, Colt Sniper, and more. Make sure to see the new Torium A. The Fisherman's Landing Tackle staff knows your needs. Come see our best booth ever. Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must visit at this year's Fred Hall show.
A travel company that specializes in taking you to great fishing destinations. They take pride in providing the best and most affordable vacation packages available. For over 20 years, Cast Tours has been creating unique sport fishing and vacation trips. Whether it's a fishing trip, a family vacation, or an adventure, they will provide you the service and value you deserve. Call Cast Tours at 800-593-6510 or check casttours.com.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For over 20 years, AFCO has been known for its traditional fishing shorts. We now will also be known for our new line of next-generation fishing and board shorts. Our new M82 tactical fishing shorts feature quick-dry, high-tech, two-way stretch fabric, zipper fly, 6 functional pockets plus pliers pocket, sublimated camo print, and our DWR finish so your shorts don't get stained. Also new to the AFCO line are the M25 Stingray board shorts. The Stingray board shorts feature new, quick-dry, 4-way mind stretch fabric, modern zipper fly, 2 technical high-cargo pockets with inverted zippers, silicone printed draw cords, along with our DWR finish to repel stains. Both shorts are new to the AFCO line and come in a variety of colors and sizes. These technically advanced fishing and board shorts continue AFCO's long tradition of providing the world's finest fishing and board shorts. Check them out today at better shops everywhere.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Padres.
Oh my gosh, this club is playing fantastic baseball.
San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phone lines are absolutely packed solid. We're going to do that. We're going to be taking a lot of your phone calls, jumping right into the phones, and starting off with Mike, who's calling us from Rosemead this morning. Mike, thank you for hanging in there with us.
Thank you. Good morning, Sean and Rosie. And first of all, Rick, let you know that it was really a pleasure to go to the show and walking up to both you and Pete and introducing myself and shaking your hand and finally meeting you both in person, okay?
I enjoyed it too, Mike. That was rad. And that's the fun part about Fred Hall shows. Everybody's there, and it's pretty darn cool. I enjoyed getting to meet you as well.
Yeah, instead of just being a voice on the air, I finally got to meet both of you guys. So
yeah, I said the same thing. Now I know who Mike and Rosemead is.
Yeah. Okay, with that said, thank you. I have a couple questions for Rosie and Sean. I'm up here in the Rosemead area, and it's L.A. County, and whereabouts exactly are you located, your address? And the second question, are there any times like at an airport where there's just lost or unclaimed luggage where the fish are failed to pick up, fishermen fail to pick them up?
Okay, well, first of all, we are in Point Loma in Liberty Station, which is the old Naval Training Center. Our address is 2837 Historic Decatur, but I warn everyone very quickly that on Historic Decatur, we are on the waterfront. So our building's not right on Historic Decatur, but it is on the waterfront, right in the Little Cove area. We're across from Stone Brewery and from the Ace Hardware. The building is very well marked.
Yeah, it's super easy to find.
Yeah. And as far as fish not being picked up, let's see, we've been around for about 5 years, and I think once in our 5 years, we had a small order that just someone never came back for. And basically, after a few phone calls, we actually donated that fish to Meals on Wheels. As far as any airport shipping, I'm pretty neurotic about that. I am.
Rosie's the master of getting anything shipped fish-wise.
So that fish being shipped, everyone knows exactly when the airplane is coming in, or if it's FedEx, when it's going to be showing up at their door. So fish is always picked up.
Yeah, Rosie is the best at that, and I've had Rosie help me with that, like drop off a fish to get cut. Hey, I've got family back east. Is there any way that you? Oh, it's done, taken care of, and then like text message. Hey, just letting you know it left this time. It's going to be on this shipment. It should be sent at this time at their door. And you guys are awesome when it comes to getting fish out to the rest of the country.
And it's not like I'm shipping T-shirts here.
Right.
I am shipping fish, frozen fish, and a lot of times fresh fish. And it's got to get there. I mean, we really track this really well. And this last year with all these storms, these ice storms. We had a lot of fish going back east and like into Islip, into Long Island. And, we had to hold off for a few days. Those planes were grounded.
Sure.
I'm not shipping fish, or FedEx. If it's going to get caught up in Memphis, Tennessee, I'm not shipping it.
Yeah, you care too much about your product to not let anything happen. And specific shipping boxes, specific way that you guys have the fish frozen. I mean, this isn't something that you did overnight. This is years, of culmination of getting it perfect.
Absolutely.
That's cool. Hey, Mike, appreciate the phone call. It was great to see you in Long Beach. Look forward to hopefully seeing you in Del Mar. Appreciate the phone call very much. How about next up, we talk to Dennis, calling us from Canyon Country. What's up, Dennis? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. Great show. Hey, I got a quick question. Do you guys brine your smoked fish?
Absolutely. You've got to brine your smoked fish. That's part of the process.
Okay. Another thing, too, is I had some fish done about 2 years ago, and opened it up the other night, opened up the bag, smelled it, no fish smell, was absolutely perfect. You guys do an excellent job.
Did you say 2 years ago you had it done?
2 years.
That's
wow.
right, Dennis.
I'd
right
love
on.
to hear that.
Awesome. Dennis?
And, one other thing.
Please.
The new California state regulations, they state you can't fillet tuna on your boat anymore. So you guys, I'm sure, will be right there to fill in the gap.
We are sharpening our knives as you speak.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some new regulations, and basically it's not that a tuna can't be done, but it has to be done in a very specific way, and that's because of there now being different regulations for bluefin versus yellowfin. There's got to be identifying marks left on the fish, and I know that there's going to be some seminars done at the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar showing this is what the new proper way of cutting a tuna would be. But I'm with Dennis there. It's going to affect me not in the least because my fish is going to stay whole and I'm going to drop it in that slush bin when I get off the water. So I'm not worried about that a bit. So he did mention about freezing, and I'm going to take a couple minutes to steal my own question. I got a text message from Dad, and he was just curious on smoked fish because we're huge fans of the smoke and the jerky that you guys do, about shelf life and, more importantly, the best way to keep it. Smoke and jerky that we get a bunch done every year when I come off the Royal Star. You freeze it, you refrigerate it, how long, that kind of stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, the smoke and jerky both refrigerate at least 2 months.
Okay.
You can leave it in the refrigerator for a while, 2 months. It freezes just fine as well, and again, you defrost it under refrigeration in the refrigerator, and it defrosts just fine. It's better if you don't freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
Always, anytime you freeze something, it's going to affect the texture of that
Sure.
fish. But keep it, if you can probably stretch it a little more than 2 months, but 2 months is what we say just to play it safe.
Okay, that's a good call. And then I want to talk about something that we talked about during the break, but I just think it would be really cool for the callers. And I think I even have done this wrong before. How is the best way for us on a private boat to take care of the fish that we're going to bring to you? Like, say we have this crazy good tuna year, and I like that you guys mentioned, just leave it whole. Like, we always tried to give our fish, the whole Royal Star method, and we'll gill them and gut them, and we're going to keep it the best way it could ever be. That might not necessarily be the case, you said. So we're going out on the private boat and we caught a tuna, we've got it, just put it on the deck. What's the steps to get it to you in the best way possible?
Okay, get it off the deck. In ice. Bleed it, of course. Bleed it, whatever method. A lot of people just cut the throat of the fish, so to speak.
Okay.
If you cut that off, if you cut that completely through, now the head's going to flop back and start to really damage the upper shoulder loin.
Okay.
So we don't recommend doing that method of bleeding. We like pulling gill.
Okay.
Pulling the gill.
Just cutting the gill raker or just grabbing a hold of it, pulling it out?
You cut it or pull it out and let it bleed out completely. Ice. Okay. Ice it really well. And then bring it in, and we'll take care of it from there.
Ice with water, like the slush ice thing, or is it better to just have it encapsulated in ice? Kill bag versus cooler. Do you see a difference?
If you're capable of doing like a slush water, that really gets the fish good and cold. Some people even salt it.
Mm-hmm.
They use some little of that. Was it the
ice cream
salt?
Ice cream salt.
Yeah, which is plenty easy to have a box or a bag of that on the boat.
Yeah, and they get it really good and cold with that. And that's key, is getting that body temperature down as quickly as possible, and then bleeding it, and then getting it to us so that we can fillet it and bag it in the shortest amount of time.
We always, in the case of fish that'll fit, obviously this fish that we caught this year being a lot of that smaller 10-pound, 15-pound tuna, of just putting them upside down in a 5-gallon bucket when you're bleeding them out. It helps, as gruesome as it is, it helps them stay alive while all the blood comes out of the fish. And, you'd be amazed at how much more comes out of that fish when they're that way. Yeah. And that seems to be the big thing, is getting as much blood out of it as you can.
Absolutely. And we see the difference between bled and unbled fish. It's pretty remarkable.
Night and day.
Yeah, night and day.
Awesome.
We can look at the fillets and tell you if that fish was bled or not.
No kidding.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, well, hey, everybody wants to talk to you. Let's jump back into the phones. Very patient callers. Doug in Montebello's on the line. What's up, Doug?
Yeah, I got two questions. On when you pay for the thing, is everything still the same? When you fillet, smoked, jerky, and then too, how'd you come out with the yield of any fish?
Well, fish yields are so different per species and per size of fish. I always give this example. You can give me a 100-pound tuna, one fish, 100 pounds. You're going to yield back about 38 pounds of fillets. Now you give me 10 tuna, and they all weigh about 10 pounds. It's still 100 pounds. You gave me 100 pounds of tuna, but they're 10-pound fish, and they yield about 25%. So now I'm giving you back about 25 pounds of fillets. So, and the other thing to remember is, we are real big on table ready.
Right.
So if you have any gaff marks, 100-pound fish, it's going to take 2-3 gaffs to pull that over the rail. We're taking those gaff marks out. We don't want to send you home with any fish that's got a blown apart loin or something. So, depending on, like I said, the size of the fish, the species of the fish, and gaff marks and table ready will depend on what your yields will be.
I know I've seen people, I've seen that comment before, like, oh, I got X amount. If I'm doing it at home, I could get almost 50 pounds. Or, well, sure, but you're not paying for a bloodline. You're not paying for, it is perfect, like you say, table ready. You open the bag, you put it on the grill.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
That answer your question for you, Doug?
Yeah, also on the price, is it the same for everything you do, whether jerky or smoked or whatever? The same price?
Well, everything is a little bit different, only because, the smoke and the jerky and the burgers are definitely a lot more time-consuming in the processing. So for the fillet service, it's 85 cents a pound, again, based on the whole weight of the fish. The 5-mil bag of processing is 95 cents a pound. Smoke is $1.25 a pound. The jerky and the new tuna burgers are $2.25 a pound. And if you want our gourmet cans, they are $4 a pound. And again, remember, your fish is your fish. We are fish processors, and all of your fish comes back to you in one way, shape, or form. So if you get your fish smoked, all your fish comes back. If you get your fish, canned, all your fish comes back to you.
That's cool. When you send a piece of smoked fish to Fisherman's Processing, you're getting your smoked fish back.
Absolutely.
Pretty darn cool.
You're getting all your fish back.
Doug, appreciate the phone call very much. Thanks a lot for that. Next up, let's talk to Bob, who's calling us from La Habra this morning. Hi, Bob. Welcome to Let's Talk.
How you doing?
Great, Bob.
I got a couple of questions. The fish processing company, why doesn't it service Seaforth Landing?
Actually, Bob, we do. We do service Seaforth, and it's on, the demand that if they need us down there or not. Just for example, Mike from the Tribute called earlier, and there was many times Mike will call us before he goes out on a trip and says, something to the effect of, hey, we're going to need you down there for processing. Same with the Eclipse. Mark will do it. Charlotte from the office will give us a call and, hey, can you please come down and process? Or we get charter masters that call and say, hey, I've got 8 to 10 guys that need processing. Will you come down to Seaforth? And yes, we will. Now, if we have one angler on one boat and, we've got tons of stuff going on down in the Point Loma landings.
3 long-range boats coming in that
3,
day.
4, 5 7 long-range boats coming in. Then, we will ask, hey, can you get that fish in a cooler and bring it on down to us? So it really depends on what's going on. So, don't hesitate, Bob, to give us a call, and I can let you know what's going on that day because, you might think it's just you on one of the boats down at Seaforth, and little do you know, I've got, 5 or 6 other guys that we are going down there for. So definitely, check in with us, give us a phone call, and we'll see what we can work out for you.
Who do you because I'm thinking of my son and my granddaughter. They went out, I don't know, it's been a month ago, and they had 28 tuna, between tuna, yellowtail, and all that. And when they got back in, it was a 2.5-day trip. They had to get somebody to drive their fish over to somebody that processed it, and then we had to go back down and get it. And I was just wondering if the skipper on the boat, if they have a good catch, could he call ahead?
Absolutely, and they do it all the time. They call into the landing, and then, usually Mike Gogger or John Yamati will give us a buzz and say, hey, this boat's on a good trip. They're requesting processing. And we'll say, yeah, we'll be down there. And then we also, have them report back to the boat, hey, Fisherman's Processing is coming. So if anyone wants services, they will be here.
And like Bob, the whole ticket is just to let them know, like, hey, I'm going, last time I went, you guys cut my fish. I loved it. Just let them know, and then you'll know ahead of time what plans need to be made, whether that means there's going to be a representative that's going to meet you at the boat or know that you want to pack an extra cooler and then drop them off. And then once the fish is dropped off, all the scenarios exist, whether you come and pick your fish back up, whether you hang out. That's the other thing we haven't even mentioned is you guys have set it up so that a person can very comfortably wait for their fish. You have a very nice waiting room, basically a whole lobby facility set up at Fisherman's Processing, so you can just wait while your fish is getting cut. Or Rosie's, we talked about, you can ship it if that's what somebody wants.
Yeah, and shipping up north to where you're at is FedEx ground next day. I shipped a box last week up to one of our really good customers in Torrance. Went out that afternoon. He received it by 9:18 the next morning on Friday.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
and if you do choose to wait, we are the fastest fish processor around. We, depending on the size of the fish, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 pounds an hour is what can go through our shop.
Are you kidding
so
me?
if you do choose to wait, it won't be for long. We put couches in there, but I don't think they've ever been sat in.
Yeah, the place is awesome. Artwork on the wall, and big plasma if you want to sit down and relax and wait while your fish is cut. I mean, you guys just thought of everything. It's dialed. Bob, you're really going to like it. I hope you check it out on your next trip.
Okay, can I ask one more question?
Of course.
Okay, what about spiking the fish? About 2 weeks ago, there was a person on your program. It said spiking the fish didn't make any difference.
No, there's nothing wrong with spiking the fish. That relaxes the fish and keeps it from, banging around on the deck. And we talked about that at the beginning of the show about banging the fish is traumatic to the end quality of the meat. So if you can relax that fish by spiking it, that's a great idea.
I think
when they came back in, they finally got a guy in a pickup truck to drive over to someplace and get the fish. Well, they had 28 fish. And they got back less than a freezer full of fish and fillets.
Well, I mean, like you said, just as they were mentioning before, everything depends on yield and size of fish and what they had done with it. And smoked fish obviously returns less than a filleted fish. And I can assure you one thing, that if you drop 28 fish off to Fisherman's Processing, you better be bringing more than one cooler when you come back. I know what he was mentioning too on spiking the fish was private boat technique, a guy that was dealing with the fish versus on a sport boat. And it's just a different scenario and obviously different size of fish. When a 200-pound tuna comes on board, on board the Royal Polaris, the spike is necessary so the fish doesn't continue to freak out and beat himself up. You talked about how easily the meat can bruise. When you're handling a 10-pound tuna, if that thing is clipped and put into a 5-gallon bucket upside down, it doesn't need to be spiked. But if you're talking a 200-pounder, it can damage itself just on the deck from flopping around. So Probably
Absolutely.
every fish requires a different technique. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, hey, appreciate the phone call very much. How about next up, we talked to Bruce, calling us from Lemon Grove this morning. Hi, Bruce. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. My question is on smokefish. What type of wood do you like to use?
We use hickory pretty much exclusively.
No apple wood or anything like that?
No, we've got to stay consistent so people can you know what they're going to get back, and we're also doing large quantities, so we stick with one. And hickory's been one of the favorites of everybody, and I know a lot of the citrus woods are popular, but hickory seems to be kind of the general wood that most people enjoy.
I'll tell you, whatever you're doing right now, don't change it. I love it. I love it,
Thanks
love
a
it.
bunch.
Hey, Bruce, appreciate the phone call very much. Thanks a lot. How about next up, we talked to Chris, calling us from Claremont. What's up, Chris?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning, Chris.
I had to turn this down. I found a little gem on your website. It's a Chicken of the Sea commercial. It's fantastic. Listen, Rosie and Sean, do you guys have recipe books, and do you ever do sculpin? And the last question I have is, do you ever sell the carcasses so we can go crabbing?
Great questions.
On our website, you'll see that there is a recipe section, many recipes
And it's
on
awesome.
there. So I would definitely check that out. As far as the carcasses, my favorite line to everyone is that there's a 2,000-pound minimum. Trust me, if you don't come and get those carcasses or the red line, then they're going off to the cat food companies. So, but one thing you do need to check is right now the boats are few and far between, and I don't have any carcasses or red line in the shop. But come Tuesday, when the Royal Star comes in, they're going to be available. So just have to give us a buzz and say, hey, is there any carcasses or red lines available? And then we just ask that you bring a 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot or Ace or something, and we'll put some stuff in there for you, and you're good to go.
That's awesome. Chris,
Fantastic.
answer your questions for you?
You got it. Thank you.
Appreciate-
And everyone should check out this Chicken of the Sea commercial on your thing.
There you go. I appreciate it very much, Chris. Thanks a lot for the phone call. Next up, let's talk to Rory, calling us from Wildemar. Good morning, Roy. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, Rick. Hello. Good morning. You guys are forgetting about the girls that take all the orders at night when the boats get back in. I mean, they work their tails off. But I have a good question.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I have a problem. I mean, well, first off, I'd like to congratulate Bart Hall on a fantastic show. I mean, I was there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and when you had the first 1,000 people coming in,
right,
and Bart is sitting there, and I'm going, wait a minute, he's standing there, and he's handing out the chamois.
Yeah, nothing like it, Rory. It's pretty darn cool. He does a great job. What's your question?
Okay, but first thing I want to say that we searched this weekend, and I want to say the fishdope.com or Fishdope, we're ordering that. And then I want to give kudos to Lowrance because they straightened out my buddy's doggone fish finder, and I'm going for the last year. He's been not.
That's great, Roy. We're running out of time here, so we got to get to your question. What was your question?
Okay. The question is I've got a problem with we're going on a 5-day trip, so we got to make we need to get our trip booked, and we got to make a decision on whether we go with Cast Tours or Rancho Leonero. We're going on a 5-day trip, and we want to catch big tuna.
Right. Well, I would say that's the beauty of going to the Fred Hall shows, and hopefully you got a chance to talk to him at Long Beach, and better yet, you can talk to him both, I know, at the Del Mar show and explain the time constraints that you have and what you want to fish for and the times that you have, and that's the beauty of the Fred Hall show is you get to talk to both people in person at the same time. It's the way to go. So hopefully we'll see you at Del Mar. Next up, let's talk to Larry, calling us from Santa Maria this morning. Hi, Larry. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Rosie, what's up?
Hey, Larry. How are you?
Good. Hey, it's true. You've got me in and out of there so fast so many days, but I want to pass on. The shipping is phenomenal, guys. You have no idea. I got on the Tribute Sunday morning, 6 o'clock. I was gone on the road by 6:30, 7 o'clock, home in 3 hours. I got my fish that same week, processed, shipped right to my front door. and it was perfect.
Yeah, you know what? That whole shipping thing is really turning out pretty well. A lot of people are turning to it. So,
It's
I mean,
worth it.
we
so
have
worth
those
it.
closed-cell styrofoam boxes. The new blast freezer goes sub-zero so fast, and everything gets put in that, the box with the gel packs and sealed so tight.
That's cool.
I mean, it's out of there. It's frozen. It's a
And
good gig.
the best part was I shipped some back to you.
That's right. You did. He used the same box, and literally he shipped me a special little treat in the box.
That's
So
cool, Larry.
It was awesome. Thanks, Larry.
Glad you had such a great
talk to you
experience.
soon, Gabe. Take care,
Appreciate
Sean.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who lucky two guys have themselves $25 gift certificates to get in on that good Fisherman's Processing. We got more Let's Talk coming your way on the Mighty 1090. When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
Hey, this is Captain Paul Hebert from the Wicked Pisser. My brother Bruce and I make a living catching giant bluefin tuna. In fact, I wouldn't even go fishing with any other sunglasses than Maui Jim. Put a pair of Maui Jims on and instantly the glare is gone, the UV that can damage your eyes is gone, the ocean's true colors come shining through like never before. And with more contrast and clarity, you can see the bluefin at that critical time. Take it from me. Try a pair at your local tackle shop or check out MauiJim.com. You won't believe your eyes.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing, and it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. All right, the big winner of the $25 gift certificates to Fisherman's Processing, as well as a pair of tickets to the Del Mar Show, are going to Dennis in Canyon Country and Larry in Santa Maria. Guys, congratulations. You are going to love having those fish processing gift certificates, because there is nobody that does it like Fisherman's Processing. Always blows me away how fast these 2 hours go by. So I had so many questions to ask you, so we're just going to have you back and do it again, because I have a lot of fun. Great job, you guys. We love everything from Fisherman's Processing. If somebody wants to take advantage of it, we always say you can do it on a local trip, a long-range trip, a private boat trip. How do we do it?
Yep, you just come to the shop. You can call us at 619-255-3128. We're on Facebook. We have 2 different Facebook pages. We have Fish Pros and we have Fisherman's Processing. And we've got a website, fishermansprocessing.com. You can email Rosie or myself. If you're going to email Rosie, it's rosie@fishermansprocessing.com. And mine is Sean at fishermansprocessing.com, spelled SEAN. And that's the best way to get a hold of us.
All I can say is you guys are unbelievably accommodating. Rosie is a magician when it comes to making things happen. And I highly recommend you calling ahead of time. Even if you know you're going on the Royal Star and you know they're going to be there anyways, you're going on the Royal Polaris, you know that they're going to be there at the dock. It just helps everything. One, your processing order gets in line faster, and there might be things that Rosie and Sean can do for you that you didn't know you needed. So
always call us.
It makes a big difference.
Always call us because we do want your fish bad, and we will always find a way to help you.
Awesome. Great job, you guys. Appreciate that. It was a great
Thanks
show
so
and
much.
lots of great information. Appreciate that. We got another great show coming for you next weekend. Saturday, Ron Lane from Fast Lane Kayaks is going to be in here talking all kinds of kayaks and stand-up paddleboards. And then Sunday, Bart Hall from the Fred Hall Show is going to be joining us in the